Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to talk about a coding test few months back. It actually is on January. I did it for Qantas. So it is a front-end coding test. You have a 3-page to render. First is loading page. Second is the list view page. Then the detail view page. He asked for Google Chrome must minimum require run on Google Chrome and responsive, and also provide any document related. Here is the endpoints they provided. Even in now it's still available. This is the checkpoint. Projects run on Google Chrome, a proper unit test coverage, allow you to navigation and view airport and readme how to run it. The option point handle API fail and handle no network connective, so you have a cache in there. Attractive UI. Okay, so you could cover 1 or 2 pointers. So I'm not very. We just make sure API fail is handled. Also, just make sure the layout is looking simple and elegant. So I did this one. So I actually have the what it look like, have the code in here. So it is simple, it is responsive if you see in here. Eventually we're going to look like this one. And you have a loading page, detail page, and a list view page. At the moment didn't run it, so this arrow won't go in. You second time come here, this arrow doesn't show, so I didn't do cache layer. So if network not working, this one by browser we are cache it. If they said it unit test coverage, and the finished projects eventually look like this. So if I have a coverage test, so if you run coverage, so it finished. Actually, it just have 3 components: 1, 2, 3, and the app.js components. All these 3 components is 100% covered except API. I think for test is fine. For coding test, I will also talk about it, but this API app test why is lower because I make some API, so you need to install extra library to do coding test. So I just ignore it. I think for test enough. So let's start it. How to hack this coding test. Bring my item up. So I have already pre-started this one, so I will just create a new one. Just remove. Then I make a new one. Okay, then just use npx create react app. This initiate the app. This we are. So it's finished. Let's look at the photo. This is create react build the app. And if we run it, it already have the basic setup, test setup. So we could use yarn test This only have a one file, so only have a one test. Just test the app. Set all. You only have a one test file for test version. A to run all the test. A. So test pass, and yeah, then you could see how it, so what it look like. I'm going to clean all of it. Also, these dummy components they provide. Stop it. Clean the projects. I will write the test later, so I'm going to delete it. And I don't need everything here. I will create my own components. Also CSS deleted. And index.js also deleted. So index have app, have app.js. This I will add my customer CSS over there. So start create. So everything is empty. So if you run here, then you go into here. Hello world. If we run the app, and this time it only have a plain text just called hello world on top over there. Okay, so let's start our coding test. I don't need to look. I will have a folder called components. I need to create a few components. I just create one called. Let's continue. Instead of create components, I'm changing my mind. I just started from the app.js. So what I think I just in the app.js instead of complicated, just in the app.js, this is the topest container. So I just in here make Ajax call to fetch the data. This is first goal. So let's start it in here. So we need to make Ajax call. I defined in here Ajax call. So the sync function fetch data. Put it in try catch block. If a fail, we just set have an error. The fetch already built in React Hub. If I make URL call and then this URL is endpoints is they provided. Grab it. So after I get a call, it give you a response back. Once you get a response back, you need to get the data. Just be aware response.json is a promise, so you also need to await to resolve. Once you resolve, you just print over there, then I start to style it. So let's do it. So by default, because I will set a few things. So by default, you set the fetch is true. When you start load, you start fetch the API call. Then Once you get the API result back, you then set the data. Once you have the data, it also means fetch finished. So you also need to say set the fetch to false. What happen if it is to have error? Then he said just have less error handle network call. So if you have an error, you also fetch also finish it. Then are going to have an error flag. Maybe just set the error. If they provide a meaningful error, we just give a customer a meaningful error. So if they have an error, we just set the error to errors. So if and we did the import, we have a user state. So we're going to set the error, and if you have data, set the data. If you have error, then you just set the error. Okay, so Ajax code need inside this is life cycle. This is a React hook. In the older way, you have put in the component data mount, but in the React hook, you put it on. You use the effect. So inside effect, you just make a call. So you make your function call. Give an empty array. It make sure this function only run once. Since I defined this fetch inside this scope, so it ESLint also won't give me an error warning. So once I fetch, then I show the data. Once if I fetch successful, then I have the airports. Also need a fetch finished. Fetch finished. I have the data, then I show the data. After I get the data, we just start it to 3 components. So let's see if we get the data back. Yeah, so data is over there. Now we need to change it to list view and detail view. I'm gonna stop it. So I need the components, list the components. In my, I normally like start just my project's name, projects, start with my project name, airport, then it is my list view, airport, card list view. I will take the airport, accept airports. And remember in the list view you have a button click going to the detail view. So we handle click, just simple call it callback. In here, handle call back. Once I change this if I have this one, definitely at the moment I don't have, I'm going to create it. So I have this list view. When we're going to show this list view, it only when is I give a define show. Okay. Actually, I'll put one is the list view, one is the detail view. So list view. I don't going to use install another library called reactor download, since this only to style. I just use a flag to determine. So if it says show by default show detail view, it will be false. If show detail view is true, I will show detail view. By default is false. But if show detail view is false, it means my list view. So I have a card view, also have airport card view, airport details. Okay, so need to have two more components. The detail need to have the selected airport. So I put the logical or in here. So you have a list of the airport. When you click one of them, I show which one is clicked. Then I pass the selected airport to this one. So we only have one. So in this case, I only have one. So also don't have this flag. You could put in one object, but the Reactor team suggests you put it separately. So you don't need if instead put in one object, so it's set separately. By default, you don't know which one is selected. Nobody is selected. Also, I need to have selected. Then I pass the selected will be object center to this one. And also, then this time on callback on handle, then it actually you just go back. You have a button like a previous showed up. Then I define this function. In here, you definitely know which one is select on handle click go where. Then you also have this. We're going to implement this soon. So here, no, I don't have an airport list yet. I need to create the components. Cut a list view. Okay. Also need to cut a detail view. Each view I will style it separately. So also we have the CSS. Cut the airport view. I just cut the detail view, and this instead of cut the detail view. Detail view, and just cut the detail wrap, and this is the model. Haven't read any CSS yet, it will write soon. So I need to input these two components. I expose as constant, so it actually imported like this one. Slash data components /air card details. And I also did the airport list view. From components, airport card list view. No, I don't have a arrow. So I have a detail view and a list view, and my detail view will access my airports. List view, then we start the list view. So we have an airport list view. Okay. Once I have the list view and the detail view, they haven't had anything yet. I started from here. So when you're going over there, you have a list, you accept the airport. This is the callback I will implement. When you click it, I will know which airport you select. Then I publish the selection airport path to here and update the show detail view to true. Then this one will hide and show this one. So let's do it. Going to the airport list view. So okay, I will accept airports, list of airports, and a callback. I just copy from here. It's called callback. You could name whatever you wanted. There. Yeah. Okay. I will have the title. I just simply display the title, you see. Airport, I will have airport list. So I said this is the airport list. The bunch have a list airport. So I just say airports dot length. I definitely will get the airport, but I need to make sure it airport length is longer, can do the mapping, otherwise the mapping won't exist if it is not an array. I get the airport and the index written over there. So in here I will have the airport. I will create another component. I split everything very small, so easy for me to write unit test. Airport. So each airport I have an airport card to handle it because they're going to be duplicated. So the I put it meaning from when I identify the unit test. I could say airport minus find how many. Find if I going to unit test, I know which one I'm going to find to make sure they are over there. And have the airport. The airport actually we have accepted the airport. So each one can display. So this will be duplicate displayed. So list of airport, and also I need to know which one is selected. And the index starts with 0, so I just add to 1 instead pass back to 0. And the callback will inside the card call. So the callback will make a call. So say this one is selected, And I don't have this one yet, so I create the airport card. So how many components I create? I create 3. So this one we list in the list. And this also will be just input. Get example. Here, airport card, main data, airport card. Airport card list of airport card. Airport list have a list airport card. So in here, and here it is CSS separate. Yeah, airport card list. And I didn't import this one yet. This is done. Here we could style the h1 and static constant. The air card, how it stack it style inside the air card. So how we lay out the air card, we just nailed some and we go inside the air card. We going only layout a few things, and I will have a button. Talk about this one as I don't think you like see I typing. I just copy paste my pre-write it over there. Replace it. I'm going to have a so this is the airport card, and get the model from here. I have a container, and this is the context. I layout to left and right. Right side only have the ILO. The ILO it is I need to get the ILO. The ILO is outside the components in here. Okay, I will put the ILO over there. I prepared the ILO. Haven't prepared. I will copy paste. So look at I have a content. Have the airport code. So this is the data have this structure, and this is the paragraph. I just get a few like a city name, country, and the region, and this each small detail. Then have the ILO. I need this ILO. I just get my prepared ILO. I need to get this ILO. If I copy this ILO, put it inside in here, you see. I don't have the ILO yet. I need it inside the source code. Just put it in here. So I have the ILO now. So this is my ILO. So it is go one layer up. It will still inside the source code and get this one. Okay, just like you have the logo over there, I just put my ILO over there. So this is the ILO. So once I get suppose this thing, and this actually at the moment don't matter, but later on when I write a unit test, I use the data test ID to find this ID to make sure each ID the data is over there to coding. This for coding test. So let me rework it. Go back. Okay, I have this the airport, and but at the moment the on handle back it actually is empty. Is how it look like everything is over there, but they all empty. But at least we supposed to see the list view, no style. You still have a bug. Cannot find the airport card model.css airport card. So typing issue. airport card. So if you go to the components and then the airport card .model.css he said cannot find airport card.css. This one. And it have a style.container. Just at the moment I didn't write anything. I just grabbed the airport card style because I definitely need this CS over there. Airport card cannot resolve.airport card.css airport just cannot resolve airport card.mo module do. Okay, now it's fine. This because now it's supposed to have a list, each list and with icon, each list with icon. Since I all plain CSS, so it not nailed yet, but we start it together. This first task, by the way, so then go back to airport. We create a 1, 2. Remember they still need the loading state. We have a 3 state. When you are fetching, do the fetching. When you do the fetching, you actually supposed to show a spinner over there. Actually, for me, I actually just use CSS to achieve. So the whole screen will be taken, and just if you do the fetching, you have a 2 states. So we achieved the task. He said, loading state, airport card list state, airport card detail state. 3 states over there. We don't start, not any start yet, but we have to click this, then go back. It actually is this function. So we're going to handle this function. Once you click this function, you let it pass the code, and I don't need to let he pass the whole airport, and I could write here constant the airport, because in here you have the airports, then put the font airport, copy paste equal to the code. So I found this code and I set as selected. So they select the airport will pass. So now I set the select, I populate this one. Once I populate, if I click the icon, I populate this one. And I also need to set this view be true. Then this one behind this will be shown. So I'm going to set show detail view to be true. set select by default is no. Now is false. Select by default is no. Once you click the button update this to true, this will be true. Once this will be true and this will have it show the airport. So now we start the airport. We only put some content inside, we don't do CSS yet. So we will go into here, these components. I'll grab the code. I don't think you like to see my typing. I just grab the code. Once I have this code over there, so we receive the airport, also accept the callback. This is that go back to the list. And I display airport code and some bunch of information. You could pull up more. I just minimize it. Once I click the callback, I need to go back to the list. So I need this one on hand go back. On hand go back actually is easy. It only need to set the show detail view to false. Okay. Now let's see. So if I go in here, by default is fetch. It show loading. I haven't do the style, so it is empty. Nothing to show. But if it is show detail view by default, it is false. So it will show list view. When you click, this one will handle. Okay, I passed it, I implemented. I haven't put it inside the ILO. Go back to here. So in here, because I copy paste, did you see? This is the callback I passed in. So once I click this one, I say callback. I pass the airport code. That's why in the app.js, you could see app.js. In here, that's why I implement on hand, so I accept the code. Then I found which code. Actually, I could pass this airport. I could more simple. Airport. I could pass the airport, the whole airport, select the airport. I don't need this airport. So if I pass the airport, I don't need to do searching find. So I just set this as a selected. So if I go back to airport card, instead I pass this, because he has the airport. So instead, only set the quota loop, find the airport, just say airport selected. See the function is working or not, another style guy, not CSS yet. So in here you will have a bunch of list. Okay, airport detail is not export from the airport. Okay, going to airport detail, going to airport detail. Okay, but this called airport details. Let's look up the app. He said airport details didn't export. I input the airport details. In here, airport details. See the error again. It will say airport details. airport card details, airport card details, and then go to airport card details, and here components airport card details are exposed. Maybe typing issue. AirPort airport card detail. I said airport details. Each airport looping flew. So which one? This actually is the airport detail. Airport card. Okay. See what the app. My app said it's airport card detail. So it in the file is airport card detail. I'll rename it airport card detail because the name different, missing the CARD. If you see here, airport card details. So it is, and also for the CSS, airport is called the CSS, airport card. Airport card details, also this airport card. Airport card details. Let me go back to the app. Here name the airport card details. Here is airport card details. Airport card details is correct. Airport card details, typing. Airport card details. Okay, the typing issue. So once I see I have a bunch of lists, I suppose click, go to the list view. We have another error over there. Airport code of undefined. Let's debug it. In here, I'll go to the airport, but the airport first have airport card. There is the airport card detail undefined. Maybe the data C. First is zero list. Then you have first is zero list. Then you have it airport card. Then once you click, let me see each airport. So you go into airport list. And you map in the airport to airport card. If you go back, airport card, you pass the airport inside the airport. Airports. Each airport have airports. And the list of airport card also have the airport card. Okay, but when I click the button and click pass the airport, when I click, then go into the detail view. For some reason, I'll put a debug in here. If I click, I get the airport. This airport is undefined, or either too fast. I click, this airport is undefined. Okay, the issue is happening in here. When I click, go back, why? I said, because this is asynchronous call, I set this airport. Based on how I'm going to set this airport. After set this airport, I need this finish to this one. Selected will be this one. Oh, bug in here. Airport. So it's found. Did you see the issue? It is in here. I say go back, set this airport, but instead I say airport pass to the card detail view. I put the function. So I think it is mistyping. So now if you're going to do, I don't debug. First the edit is 0. You don't have it have a loading. Then you click, you go back, and then you go back. Once you click go back, you go back to here. So 3 steps all over there. If you see you refresh, have the loading speed at the moment is 0, you need to start it. Second step and the list view. Then it is the detail view. Click the detail view, then go back. I won't go into start very fancy, so I just copy the CSS are predefined talk fluid. So let's start the first one. I will put some global style inside the index. I will let this like give the left and right pattern and give a bit. I change the font color and this style. I grabbed from some other projects. The font and the color I quite like it. So first you define the root. Not all of the color are used in here. Actually, just the red are going to use, and I just leave over there. These are defined group available CSS. This is a new feature. A lot of you just put in the root. In later on, you just pick up the color. You don't need every time type this hexagon code. And in here, this is I define the background to black and white, just simple. And I define the font size over there and the font family. And the body in here, just make sure it layered inside. So actually I could let this keep on 1. We could see the style guide change. And so in here, so if you could see if I put this too small inside in here, so you already could see this color already applied. And I give a margin 0, but with 80%, so I let this whole content lay inside over there. I give a family, so this is the root. A lot of you use this one. This is new HCSS 3 features. You could pick up the color you already predefined, use the available, and I give the arrow is red. Now I'm going to start the card list. I already started the whole body, now start the card list. The card list, it is in here. See my app have a class named app. I let this layer in the center. So I put app the CSS, give a little bit text lane at the center, so let it in the middle. And then I start each one. first go to the card list CSS. Card list only have the container and the hedge, and for inside this one, start in the airport card. Change the airport list to a bigger font. Font family padding, give some padding and the color and the container, and display this inside is a grid, and take the whole row and give a little bit of space so you see they already in the middle of the page. And now a little left, put this on one row and one in the left, one in the right. So now we're going to start the card, each icon. So now it look like this one. The top little put inside. Going to find it didn't. So the card it is funnel. So the whole content. At the moment, because he actually gave a bigger object, I don't like the loading so very slow. Once I fetch the data, you see here, this one actually quite big. Only take the top 10. So we are loading, won't going too big. So it will be quickly. If I go here, then you go back. The quickly, don't wait. And once I go over there, I don't need to debug. And so here the list look like I still didn't correct. Just put some CSS, airport card item, right? Once the airport card in the airport. Okay. After the airport is the airport card list. Airport card list, then it is the airport detail. So actually previous this on to the right side because I already add a bit of painting, and the after JS I set this to center left, so it's going to leave 20% more on the left. Maybe I don't need the 20% on the left. You see index in here, yes. Then have the after JS. If I don't like a layout in the center, actually only need the airport list. In here, I'll give left padding. Actually, if I don't give left padding, only text the align center. See if it's exactly the same. It's on the right. Because this already on the right. Container margin can left. If I don't give margin can left, okay. So because this too small, so actually just keep it like this one. And instead of center it, I just give a bit of padding. So that make sure this is in the center, so it nice looking and mobile friendly. Now we just need to do another thing is we finish the inside, but we have one state. So if this is, for example, this is slow, and actually don't have the loading speed. This one is the loading speed instead it shows 0. So what I already created in the app in here, did you see? If it is in fetch, by default is 2. If I come to here, if it is fetch, I'm going to have this loading. This loading I just use pure CSS achieved. You create you and loading could create from someone, but in here actually just in here just say fixed. It will take the whole page 100% and 100%. Show this spinner is this one. So if we go into here, if you load it, you very quickly, too quickly. So if I don't slice it, you see, you will see this one. It's slow, then over there, slow. 1, 2, 3 step. Now we need to do unit test. So I write each component is quite small, so I will each component have the test itself. This airport card test then have this one sit along with this one. Oh, by the way, before I write the test, I can change something. You see, I call this airport card detail, but in my airport card, I suppose to have an airport card. Airport card is for airport, but the airport detail not a card. I like name it the airport detail. One airport detail, so I'm going to rename this one. Change this one. Don't like. So airport then I have airport detail, and of course it failed because I changed the name. Then going to airport card detail, going to change this one also to airport detail. Airport detail will import normal this CSS. I don't need they do for me. I just know exactly how to do. So I have airport detail. So this solve it. And here exports also is called airport details. Once airport detail, then inside the app, here also is called not airport card detail, it's named airport detail. And in here you also is airport detail. See, everything is functionally. Just found the name also. Sometimes some company very restrict the naming convention. So this is one airport detail, and if I go back, this is the airport. List airport have a bunch of airport card. Okay, now we start write our test. This airport card test have airport. This one. I won't go into typing. I just copy previous. This airport card. So it actually use React test library. This library, when you start your application from create a React app, it already have. It provide a render and file event. So in here you see, like a previous I give a text button. So it is in here. So it actually text button. So I could find it. I could file click. Then I expect this big code. See, so to be CT because I typing hard code in here. So it, if I do a test, no, see, young test. Airport card. One tester. So this is done. So each only have 3 components. Airport card list. Because I fail because this is input. Here fail because this one. Read this Apple card list. You need to do it again. You see it fails AI. Cannot find AI. This pass just go fluid. In here I didn't click events, so I only need the render. I make sure if I pass this one, two, 3 components, I expect this test element inside the first one. You see, so what I send expect they are rendered. So the test ID and it from the test. If you go into the airport card. In here it is, that's why I put the test, put the ID over there. So instead of 0 it will be a 1 and a 2. So you expect this to be found. That is airport card list. So that's straightforward. I think just from test library you give a list because these components accept the airport and you just spy it. In here I don't expect a function. I just make sure this render correct, so I didn't file action. You could find the button once, then you click, but it already tested in the card itself. You click the button, so I don't test in here again. I just make sure a bunch of card render correctly. And I have another component called airport details. So I have 3 components. Test.js. So this also just render the airport detail. Airport detail, you have the button. When you click, then you expect this to be white. You could expect more, but for this one, I think for this coding test is enough because this one. If you like to see the coverage, if I stop in here, by default it won't report the coverage. You could say young test set the coverage watch to false. It will report the coverage. So if you set up this one, if you set up test coverage, you run the coverage, you could see. So, and all of the components 100% cover, only left the app. The app unit test will be slightly different. I need one help library for today mock the API call. I will do another topic to write a unit test for React. So won't cover it in this one. But for this coding test, I believe if you did it like this, it is enough. So let's review. Then you did update the README file in here. So you tell them. So this project's bootstrap from create React and available young. Once you install the package, you start could view it and do intense. If you run yarn coverage, then you will do it. And actually, I put it in here. So if you go here, search for the airport. It's the test. So you could get the finished source code from here. And now just come back, just recap it. So see if we cover the last checkpoint, also the bonus point. They're looking for 3 status, 3 page, loading, master, and detail. We all achieved. So the checkpoint is in here. A project run on Google Chrome, yes. Appropriate unit test coverage, yes. Allow you to navigation from view airport detail, yes. We have a airport list, airport detail page, yes. README show how to compile and run the app, yes. Handle API fail, yes. We have the try catch, so if a fail, we could set a API call fail, so we show meaningful error message. Attractive UI, yes. The app already mobile friendly. You could say it is attractive. Everybody define attractive different. The only thing I didn't do just handle non-network connective caching. This can do in here actually. So in the app, I just give you a hint how to could do it, but it didn't say you need to cover all of the balance and pointer. So in here, this punch API call, you could move to service API call. So you could cache it. So even your second time coming in, then you could maybe also load it instead of make a second API. At the moment, it go away and come again. So every time these components that app recycle coming again, it's going to make a API call again. And so like for the error point, like I said, if here have error, already set the error. If it has error, you could show error message. So if I have an error fail, by default, it is false. Only happened, and this will set to true. Set fetch fail, set error to this error objects. By default is false. You put an object will be true. So this error message will show. Thank you for watching. Hope you found this helpful. Thank you. Bye bye.